Good afternoon, everybody. Dito sa lahat na nanonood sa Asiabasket 2025 College Campus Tour. This is the third game of a quadruple header this Sunday. My name is Nico Rocha, along with my partner Flo Del Agua on courtside. And we are going to have the game between the De La Salle Green Archers up against the EAC Generals. And Flo, let's first talk about the De La Salle Green Archers.
Nico, just like what our Asiabasket fans witnessed yesterday, the DLSU Green Archers won with a dominating score yesterday against St. Clair College Saints, and definitely they are channeling that same dominance coming into today's match. However, unfortunately, Kian Baclaan will be sitting out because as we witnessed, he acquired an ankle sprain yesterday at pinipili daw ng kanyang mga coaches na mag-recover na lang siya for their future matches.
Let's now move on to the side of the EAC Generals.
Para naman sa EAC Generals, Nico, para kasi sa kaalaman ng ating mga basketball fans, these two teams have sort of a history before dahil na-eliminate ng DLSU in another preseason league dahil sa EAC. So they are feeling that capability that they can beat DLSU, and thankfully Kyle Ochavo is back now with the squad because the last time they played here in the same court ay nasugatan siya sa kanyang noo and he was bleeding throughout the court. But right now he's 100% okay and ready to beat DLSU once again.
Thanks for that, Flo. For everyone watching on Facebook and on YouTube, we have the Green Archers going up against the Generals. See you in a bit.
Thank you po. Hello po sa
This is the Asiabasket 2025 College Campus Tour, the tournament format for Groups A and B. 14 teams will be classified into two groups. 3 teams per group will be eliminated after the single round robin. And then there will be a total of 8 teams that will remain for the knockout stage. In single game elimination, there will be a crossover between Group A and B to kick off the quarterfinals. And then knockout games from there to the semifinals and the finals for the championship. That is our format for this year's iteration of Asiabasket. Your games today, kakatapos lang ng Adamson Soaring Falcons up against the LPU Pirates. And then we had the St. Clair Saints against the PCU Dolphins. Game at hand right now, the DLSU Green Archers going up against the EAC Generals. And then at 3 p.m. will be between the CSB Blazers up against the University Perpetual Health System Altas at 3 p.m. as they host the green side on their home floor here in the UPHSD Gymnasium. Once again, this is the game between the De La Salle Green Archers up against the EAC Generals. Let me first turn you over to our game announcer for the starting 5 of both squads.
At center, number 28, Jello Loristo. At forward, number 30, Brian Angeles. In the other forward, number 4, number 91, Wilmar Oftana. Their head coach is Noy.
Your starting 5 for both squads on the floor right now as we're about to start this game between the Green Archers and the Generals, a UAP NCAA matchup. The first chapter of this game has officially started. First possession goes to the men in red. Asking for a screen from Oftana. Fakes out the pass, pulling up from 3, and it's good. Wilmar Oftana starting off the festivities here inside the Perpetual Gym. Again, we urge you all to come here to this venue. It's free admission for those who want to watch the games. Amos with a 3 hits the back rim, but Mason decides to attack. But offensive interference is called on Mike Phillips. Or rather, basket counts there for LaSalle. Bit the confusion there in the earlier possession. Anyway, we resume action here. Double team there, swing the ball around. Pulling up from 3 is Quiñal. No good though. Abadam choosing to attack, mid-range jumper by Earl. It's good by Abadam. Earl Abadam coming from a ankle injury during the UAP season, hoping to help out his squad by the time the next season rolls around. Again, Quiñal. This time helping out Oftana, who made a basket a while ago from downtown as well. So far, EAC looking for that 3-point shot. Cortez. Open elbow jumper for Jacob Cortez. Both teams locked in right now. Gives it to the corner, passes it back out. Tolentino. Gives it back to Quiñal. Guarded by JC Macalalag. And that's a great offensive board by Jello Loristo, getting the rebound and getting fouled as he went up by a Green Archer. That's a foul on Jacob Cortez. Jello Loristo averaging 9.7 points, 4.7 rebounds in 19 minutes of action here. Although the first free throw hits the back rim, he has one more shot. Gotta love this matchup here between LaSalle and EAC, as LaSalle and EAC had a rather interesting finish in a different preseason league, wherein the Generals were able to upset the Green Archers. Amos for 3. Oh, that's cash for Mason. Both teams trying to go. And Tolentino here got his arm hooked up to Mike Phillips, and it's called for an offensive foul. Official score right now is 9-7. Bacla, or rather Cortez, the former Red Lion, turned Green Archer, hoping to help LaSalle reclaim the championship back to Taft after losing it to the UP Fighting Maroons in season 87. Abadam to inbound. Handoff to Cortez. Finds Macalalag. Overshoots that 3. Here comes the Generals. Tolentino drives straight to the cup, but overcooks it. Earl didn't get that layup, but Mike Phillips there to clean up the mess. Tolentino to Wilmar. Wilmar trying to find a General to pass it to, and it lands with Tolentino. Oftana again, he's ready to hit one. Short on that 3 ball, and Cortez takes it easy. Jacob asking Mason for the ghost screen. Cortez, mid-range jumper. Let's give this now to Flo Del Agua.
DLSU Green Archer Jake Cortez was one of the few players who scored double digits in their game less than a day ago. I had to ask him earlier how he plans to maintain that performance despite having consecutive games, and he mentioned experience is the best teacher. He told me that although it is costing to the body, the duration of every preseason is very short, and in one quick snap, UAAP Season 88 will be knocking on their doors, so he would rather waste no time. All for my Hoop Junkie report, and back to you, Nico.
Thanks for that, Flo. And I remember that they actually had a game yesterday in Asiabasket. So back-to-back nga talaga itong LaSalle, and yet they're still fielding almost the same players that we saw yesterday. Na mapapanood nyo sa mga replay via Facebook and on YouTube ng Asiabasket para sa mga gusto mapanood yun. First shot is good for Josh Tolentino. So far, both teams are making their baskets here in just the first 4.5 minutes of our ball game. Mike gives it to Abadam. Earl. The Green Archer swing the ball around. Now with Amos. It's a foul called on the Generals for holding. About to enter for LaSalle, Boris Marasigan and EJ Goliena. While for the Generals, that is number 71, that's Aldeo Lucero, averaging 11.5 points in 18 minutes of action here for EAC. Once again, it's offensive foul called on LaSalle here on Cortez. Only the first foul on Cortez. Lucero trapped, but was able to give it back to his teammate Ochavo. Loristo blocked by Phillips. Goliena zooming through the hoop. But that's great verticality for the Generals. EAC getting too fancy with it here. Lucero with a turnover. Cortez finding Phillips. Phillips from the high post hands it off to Marasigan, but Marasigan getting blocked at the top there. Marasigan takes it himself, but loses the ball in the process. Ochavo to Lucero. Got the bump, but instead was called for traveling. That's a great stop by the Green Archers. Jello Loristo takes a seat. Past the midway mark of this first quarter between the Green Archers and the Generals. Cortez to Goliena, finding Abadam at the top of the key. Three ball a bit too strong. Threading the needle there, but the pass was a bit too low for Jacob Shanoda to catch. Shanoda averaging 5.8 points, 5.5 rebounds in the games played for EAC in this iteration of Asiabasket. But again, Abadam, this time from three. Earl Abadam has been shooting the ball really well here in Asiabasket, especially from three. But Kylo Chavo countering with the two on the other end. Spin move by Jake, and that's going to be two free throws. For the man they call Jacob Cortez. Makes the first freebie. Cortez the leading scorer right now for LaSalle after 7 minutes of action with 6 points. Andre Dungo enters the game, gives Cortez a breather. Also Luis Pablo in for the Green Archers. With Mike Phillips, the lone starter from the 5 that we saw in the opening tip. You're gonna love the aggressiveness of the Generals as they earned 2 free throws once again. Let's take a look here one more time. Brought to you by Fireworks Circus Music Festival. Shanoda trying and testing the defense. The guys in white. Although he smokes that first layup. EAC right now 3 for 5 from the free throw line. One for 2 at the trip for Shanoda. Dungo. Phillips, floater is good for Mike. The leading scorer or the top scorer of Asiabasket. As of today, Mike Phillips averaging 21 a game, along with 18 rebounds. And yes, those are his averages. Step back by Doria. Cash money for Andre Doria. Keeping the Generals in it against the Green Archers. Phillips, the fake floater again for Mike Phillips. Sukat na sukat for Mike P. Lucero snaking his way through the defense with a floater of his own. LaSalle and EAC trading baskets. Oh, Marasigan. Oh, got hit in the face and landed on the floor. And Shanoda here apologizing to Boris Marasigan. Take a look here by the Sundry Food Hall on what happened. So inadvertent naman yung swipe ni Shanoda. She tried to tap the ball away. Boris Marasigan at the line right now for the Green Archers, averaging 5.3 points, 2.3 rebounds, 1.5 assists. For the Green Archers, this Asiabasket. A lot will be expected from Marasigan entering season 88, especially because of the key departures from LaSalle during this summer. Two for 2 for Marasigan. You also see Bright Numanco checking in here. Gerald Numandak for EAC. Oh, and Dungo hits the face of Lucero here as he was trying to bring down the ball. Penalty na dito ang LaSalle. Same for EAC. So all fouls right now will mean free throws. High scoring first quarter for both teams. First shot is good for Aldeo Lucero. Lucero with a shot. Perfect from the line. Marasigan almost trapped, was able to break the trap, or rather the press. That pass though tapped away by the Generals. Ball's going back to the Green Archers. Dungo to Pablo. Luis finds Goliena. Oh, EJ losing the basketball. Good stop by EAC. And Lucero barely made it. It's gonna be 2 free throws for Lucero. Baiting the defender from LaSalle. Only the first foul though for EJ Goliena. You got Andre Lucero here with 4 points right now, a rebound and 2 assists. Makes the first free throw for Lucero. Two for two for Lucero. So 1 possession game right now. Oh, Marasigan with the moves. Tip, no good by Luis Pablo. The Generals getting some defensive stops here late in the first. Hoping to tie or cut the lead down to 1. 3 ball. Lands in the hands of Andre Dungo and Goliena. Streaking down the lane. Gets hacked as he went up. This is a replay brought to you by Fireworks Circus Music Festival. And the Generals there, not established in trying to stop the drive of EJ Goliena. Shot is good for EJ. Two for two for Goliena. LaSalle is perfect right now from the free throw line. 6 for 6, while EAC is 8 for 10, good for 80%. Passes it out. Kylo Chavo with the fake, using his quickness. Finds Doria. 3. Bit too strong. See Dungo leading the break. Oh, Pablo losing the basketball. Goliena with the fake. It's too easy for EJ Goliena. Lucero, Aldeo losing the ball. Dungo has 2 seconds remaining and aabot si Andre Dungo for the buzzer beater. And at the end of the first quarter, LaSalle is up 30-21 against the EAC Generals. What a great start. At the end of the first, LaSalle 30 against the 21 of EAC. Let's take a look here. Some of the first quarter highlights. Mason Baum from the left corner. Actually, one of the 2 made 3-pointers from the Green Archers this quarter. We'll see more of that in the second. Marasigan to inbound for the Green Archers. Gives it to Andre Dungo. Dungo finding Nuwanko. What a way to start the second quarter. Quick, easy buckets for the Green Archers to start off the second. Got Castillo here. Mid-range jumper by Castillo. Right on cue. Kakapasok lang. And immediately helping out EAC here. And trying to stay within the peripherals of LaSalle. Goliena mid-range jumper. Let's now give this to Flo Del Agua for her report.
Making his debut today here in our tournament and officially as an EAC General is EJ Castillo, who is a celebrated player in the recent NCAA Season 100 Juniors Basketball. When I spoke with him, he said that despite a successful high school career, he anticipates a very different scene here in the seniors. In fact, warm up pa lang daw, he's already seeing major comparisons. This game here in the Asiabasket is no less than, in his words, a new start for this young and promising athlete. That was brought to you by Hoop Junkie. Balik sa'yo, Nico.
Thanks for that, Flo. And definitely, yan yung mga players na, isa sa mga players na inaabangan ko sa matchup na to. Considering na galing nga sa ating Asiabasket youth, no? And nakikita natin in his past games that, well, in the games that I've watched him in, he's the real deal. Somebody to watch out for here in this matchup between EAC and LaSalle. Oftana gives it to Postanes. And Postanes loses the ball, but that was because of Boris Marasigan's activity. EAC has 1 second to shoot this basketball. Cortez and Abadam checking in for LaSalle. 1 second to shoot for EAC. This needs to be quick. Ooh, and the jumper's good. It's Wilmar Oftana. Continues to be a steady presence for the Generals here. Two-man game between Cortez and Mason. Flicks the pass to Pablo. And the floater is good. And Basho there. Quick counter for the Generals, outrunning everyone on the court. Abadam finds Pablo. Does not take the three. It's a great roll by Pablo. Rim rattling dunk from Luis Pablo. Good find from the guards of LaSalle. Castillo. Tight defense by Makalalag. Wide open three. Bullseye. That was by Felix Villarente. Pablo gets fouled as he was on his way to the rim. But let's take a look at that one more time. Cortez. Pick and roll action. Finding Pablo with a rim rattling dunk. No one from EAC close to stopping that one.
17 seconds on the shot clock.
17 seconds on the shot clock here. Mike Phillips in. Oh, and that pass by Mike. A bit too strong. Or rather, maybe JC Makalalag was a bit too late. Either way, LaSalle clinging on to a 6-point lead. A good battle right now between the NCAA and UAP team. JC Makalalag called for a holding foul. Only the first foul of JC Makalalag. Has not scored a basket yet here. Although that could change. Villarente gives it to Postanes. Bakud Oh, good stop. Counter steal by the Generals. No look pass to Wilmar of Tana. Back to a 4-point lead. Abadam. Oh, there was a foul here called on Villarente. Pushing foul. Brought to you by the Sundry Foodhall. No look pass from Villarente to Wilmar of Tana.
15 seconds on the shot clock.
Quick transition bucket there for the Generals. Tapped by Postanes. Lasaldo with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Cortez gives it to Mace. Mike gives it to Makalalag. JC spin move. Losing the basketball. And our referees say it's going to the red shirts. 2-possession ball game right now between LaSalle and EAC. Postanes. Full court pressure right now by the Green Archers. Swing the ball around are the Generals. Bakud gives it to Villarente instead. Villarente blocked. And basket counts for Jetro Bakud. And Mason Amos there with the foul, his second foul here in this game. So Luis Pablo getting ready to check in, as LaSalle does not want to risk the third foul of Mason Amos early on here in this tight matchup. Jetro Bakud averaging 6.4 points, 4 rebounds in 16 minutes of action. Makalalag, the drive! And he was held as he went straight to the basket. It's going to be 2 free throws for JC Makalalag.
His first 3 on the Generals. 2 free throws from JC Makalalag.
First shot is good for Makalalag. Two for JC. Back to a 2-possession game between the Generals and the Archers. Postanes showing us his moves. Cortez on the run. Jake spin move. Man, imagine if that went in. It's going to be 2 free throws for Jake Cortez. Let's take a look here one more time. Brought to you by Hoop Junkie. The spin Rooney from Cortez.
2 free throws for Jacob Cortez.
Already worth the highlight. Although Cortez smokes the first layup, or rather smokes the first free throw. One for 2 for Cortez. The EAC Generals here call a timeout with LaSalle up by 5 with 5 minutes and 18 remaining here in the second quarter. near the midway mark of this game. LaSalle with just a slim 5-point lead against the Generals. Pablo there trying to get a steal, but instead it's called for a foul. That is the first foul only of Luis Pablo. Rico Postañez to inbound. The Generals. No good on that shot there by Villarente, who has 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists so far. Cortez, the high dribble. Abadam, 3, knocks it down. And Abadam now with 8 points and 2 3-pointers to his name here. Castillo, EJ marked now by Luis Pablo. Great passing by the Generals. Everything but the shot though. So far LaSalle on a mini run of their own. They're currently outscoring, or rather, able to maintain this lead, keeping the Generals at bay. But you know that the Generals are also capable in scoring in bunches as well. And there, Cortez using his veteran smarts against the rookie EJ Castillo. Look at this, Cortez at the post. Just backing down the rookie. And making the end one. Let's see if he gets his free throw here. EJ Castillo takes a seat as Andre Doria checks back in the game. Cortez misses the free throw, but LaSalle now up by 10. Tap there by Cortez. 19 seconds on the shot clock with 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Against Mike Phillips, Tolentino to the cup. And Pablo there cleaning up the mess. Luis, spin move by Pablo. Gives it to Phillips though. Didn't complete the attempt. Phillips, double teamed. Flicks the pass to Makalalag. Spin move of his own. Dumping to Mike. And the slam for Mike Phillips. Patient offense for the Green Archers, with their own brand of mayhem. Angeles there held by Abadam. That's Brian Angeles averaging 6.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 3 assists per game, 60 minutes of action. Hoop Junkie bringing you this instant replay of Mike Phillips with a two-handed slam in the earlier possession for the Green Archers. And these free throws, much needed for EAC, as they're currently in a drought, while LaSalle went on a run of their own. First free throw is good for Brian. One more. Two for two for Brian Angeles. See EJ Goliana here checking in with 3 minutes and 12 remaining. Ethan Alian breaks the press. Pablo finding Makalalag, and Alian calling out the play for the guys in white. Mike attracts the D, finds Goliana from downtown. That's the fourth made three-pointer for De La Salle. Handoff to Angeles. Angeles spins right into traffic. Oh, the ball is live. Phillips finding Alian, and Alian finds a streaking Makalalag 3. Count that for LaSalle. And with that, they get their biggest lead of 16. EAC has no choice but to call a timeout. Let's take a look at that one more time by the Sundry Food Hall. A three-pointer by EJ Goliena. And then the last play before the timeout, JC Makalalag adding a 3-ball of his own. And with that, we'll be back after this timeout. Back here with 2 minutes and 17. Nico Rocha here with Flo Del Agua, my partner at the court side. Loristo finds Tolentino, the fake. Good block there by Pablo. Goliena, gung-ho, as he went straight at the rim. It's another foul called on the Generals. Foul on Ralph Yanes.
Number 28, Jello Loristo. Yes, first.
EJ Goliena right now at the line. Currently has 7 points in 7 minutes of action. Very efficient in the minute-to-minute basis for Goliena. Second free throw is good for EJ. Wilmar hands it off to his point guard. Lucero, shifty guard, mid-range jumper. Not much ball movement that we saw in EAC's past possessions. And here EJ Goliena continues to pile on the points. Now with 11 points. EAC here, now in the middle of a drought. Lucero flings it to the other side. And Goliena here getting pushed from behind by Loristo. There you go, Loristo. I think trying to look for ideal position, but instead pushing Goliena in the process. Oh, that's a foul on Sarmiento. I think the pushing foul from Sarmiento caused Loristo to lose his balance. And as a collateral damage, nahulog si Goliena. Tap there by the Generals, getting a stop here. Let's see if they score. Tolentino had to pass it away since Pablo was right there, ready to meet him. And look at that, a 3-ball by Jello Loristo. Alian finding Goliena. Man, EJ Goliena, the leading scorer right now for the Green Archers with 14. The lead has ballooned to 19 after that one. Lucero. Almost slipping, finds Doria. Doria chooses to attack but was called for traveling. 2.4 seconds remaining here. A lot of time for the Green Archers to hoist up a shot before we head to halftime. Alian was blocked there as he went up. And at the end of the first half, we have LaSalle up by 19 against the EAC Generals, 59-40. We'll see you guys at halftime. Let's take a look here what happened in the second quarter. Cortez, his mid-range jumper is good. There's a shot by Mason Amos during the first quarter. Quick recap on what happened in the first half between these two squads. Bit high scoring if you ask me. 59 for LaSalle and then EAC with 40. Hoping to keep it close or give us a massive comeback in this third game of the Sunday quadruple header. Step back three by EAC was hitting during the first quarter, but it was the second kung yung medyo nakalayo yung LaSalle. Credits to guys like Goliena, Phillips, Cortez for being their main lifeline so far. While for EAC it was Lucero, Loristo, and Oftana with 6 points and 5 points respectively. A lot more needed though if they want to make this a close ball game. Cortez with some moves here during the first half. So I love how a lot of key highlights being shown here by our guys in Asiabasket. your halftime stats between EAC and LaSalle. EAC making only 37.5% of their field goals, while LaSalle shooting a blistering 63.6%. 3-point shooting for EAC, 5 for 10, good for 50%, pero yung LaSalle with a counter of their own, 6 for 11, 54.5%. The free throw percentage, a bit close for both. 11 for 15 for EAC, LaSalle 11 for 13. Both teams taking care of the ball, 9 to 5, but the assist numbers of LaSalle with 16. That's the reason why they have a comfortable lead right now, and LaSalle with their size also out rebounding the Generals 22 to 13. Our blocks per game leaders as of April 15, we got Joe Gulapa with 2.4. Miguel Ona, Mike Phillips, Jello Loristo, Josh Lazaro, and Precious Momoway. Mainly big men, as you can observe. We got the assists per game leaders. Joshua Dino with 9, Espinosa with 7.4, tied with Carlo Chavo. Jared Bahay has 6, and then Jacob Cortez with 5.7 to round off your top 5. For rebounds, Mike Phillips has 18, Momoway has 13, Konate at 12.3, Divine Adili 11.2, and then Allen Liwag with 10.5. As of April 15, Mike Phillips 23.7, Kingsley Anaba with 19.3, Welo Lingo with 17.3, tied with Janty Miller, and then Lex Gazingan with 17 of his own. To round off your 5. Mamaya at 3 p.m. live here inside the University of Perpetual Health System DALTA Gymnasium is a matchup between the CSB Blazers as they'll be visiting the home floor of the Altas. So wag kayo aalis. That will be a great matchup for sure. Live on Facebook and on YouTube of Asiabasket. Of course, Earl Scotty Thompson here, the home of the one of the 50 greatest players in the PBA. The only retired jersey I see here. We're about to begin in a minute. So wag kayo aalis. Be sure to watch the second half action between the Green Archers and the Generals. A good sized crowd here inside Perpetual, with supporters both from LaSalle and EAC gracing us with their presence here. We got CJ Amos, the Amos brothers. The opening 5 for this second half. Nico Quiñal to inbound here. One of the leading scorers for the Generals in this
Third quarter.
Asiabasket campaign. Josh Tolentino starting off the play for the Generals this half. Jerolan Umandak. Shot off to the right. Comes Cortez asking for a Mike Phillips screen. Cortez, Pinoy step for Cortez.
Jacob Cortez.
Too easy for Jake. EJ Castillo going around the defense of Cortez. Gets the ball back using the screen set by Shanoda. Omandak with the fake. Overcooks that floater. Here comes CJ Amos, the brother of Mason, sharing the floor together. the first time in this game. Blocking foul on Amos. Let's give this now to Flo Delago for a report.
Paalala ni interim head coach Ariel Season sa EAC Generals, huwag niyo na tignan yung score. Ang importante na papatupad ang sistema natin, implying that regardless whether their attempt translate into baskets, they are given the go signal to take the shot as long as it's according to plan. He ended that halftime huddle with the words, maganda na ang ginawa natin sa first half, but it doesn't mean that we will be contented as we need to double our efforts right now. Yan muna from Hoop Junkie at balik sa'yo, Nico.
Thanks for that, Flo. And so far, that's really hard to implement over EAC as LaSalle continues to pile on and move like they never lost the beat. Let's take a look here one more time. Brought to you by Fireworks Circus Music Festival. There's Mike Phillips just gliding through the lane, getting hit from behind, continuation, and the bonus. That free throw bit too strong for Mike. Rebounded by the Generals. Castillo, well marked by the white shirts. Quiñal. No good there. This time, Shanoda gets the end one. Jacob Shanoda helping out the cause of the Generals here. Hoop Junkie bringing you this instant replay with Shanoda fighting through contact and getting the bucket. Though LaSalle still up by a massive 20 points. Although, with a lot of time remaining, dahil pa namang oras para sa Generals para makahabol. Second foul on Jacob Shanoda here.
13 seconds on the shot clock.
Cortez finds Mason. Amos to his brother Mason. Mason, the fake, choosing to drive instead. Strong move for Mason Amos, showing us his improved skill set after moving to the Green Archers. Castillo there. All air on that shot. Spin move by Cortez, showing us his bag. Oh, you don't want to leave Mason open. Although that time was just a bit too strong. EJ Castillo. Oh, that's a sweet move for EJ Castillo. Step back jumper. Now with 6 points, the rookie for the Generals. You just know that this kid will have a great impact for EAC by the time Season 101 rolls around. Andre Dungo, no hesitation, three. String music for LaSalle. Finds Tolentino. Shanoda. Castillo, mid-range. Oh, he loves that mid-range jumper. No, he reminds me of DeMar DeRozan choosing to stay in the mid-range. Mid-range maestro, EJ Castillo is. Mason flings the pass to the other end. Cortez finds Dungo in the middle. Mike Phillips there to clean up the mess. One more time for Phillips. And a putback by the LaSalle Giants. Now a 23-point lead for the white shirts. The activity of Mike Phillips, ever so contagious. Take a look here one more time. With Shanoda not having any chance to even attempt a jump and tap the ball away. Marasigan match on. Will match to Kyle Ochavo. Castillo flings the pass to Kyle. Ochavo versus Marasigan. Our referees say that it's a foul on the floor. That's why there won't be 2 free throws for Kyle Ochavo. For those who don't know, Kyle Ochavo, I think, has a YouTube channel. You guys could check that out to see the behind the scenes on what's happening with the EAC Generals in their practices, in their games, their tune-up games. Really interesting watch itong kay Kyle Ochavo. Same na rin kina Cortez at kay Mason Amos, who have their own channels as well. Abadam finds Marasigan. No hesitation 3. That is the 8th three-pointer for De La Salle. Good for 46% here in this game overall. Castillo gets fouled by Abadam, who tried to swipe the ball away. And Abadam could not believe it.
16 seconds on the shot clock.
26-point lead for the Green Archers. Castillo, the mid-range maestro. Oh, gets Abadam in the air, the step through. My goodness, EJ Castillo. This is just a rookie, guys. Abadam throws the ball away. Signs of life from the Generals. Still a lot of ground to cover, but that's really encouraging if you're a fan of EAC. Mike to Earl. Earl to Mike! Slam from Mike Phillips. Here comes Castillo again. Loristo trapped in between 2 La Salle big guys. There's gonna be 2 free throws for Jello Loristo. Let's take a look here one more time. Brought to you by Hoop Junkie. The slam from Mike Phillips. Shanoda had no chance to block that shot. Or maybe 99% of the players here in Asiabasket whenever Mike Phillips is in the air. Jello Loristo to shoot 2 free throws. First one is good for Jello. Two for Jello Loristo. Phillips to Marasigan. Marasigan, mid-range jumper. Got knocked. Well, knocked while he was in the air by, I believe that is not Cosa. Let me check. No, it's Art Cosa. Art Cosa in the airspace of Boris Marasigan as he rose up for the mid-range jumper. He has to earn the 2 points the hard way by the free throw line. Too strong at that first free throw from Boris. Boris here with 5 points and 2 rebounds. One for 2 at the trip for Boris Marasigan. Ochavo to Oftana. To Kyle. They're daring him to shoot. Ochavo trying to shake Mike Phillips, but instead gives it to Art. It lands in the hands of Ochavo. Gives it to Wilmar. Oftana. Drops pass. He gets the ball back with 5 seconds to shoot. Oftana already has a 3 to his name, but this time, or that time, it was short. Marasigan to Phillips, the fake. And then Wilmar here called for a foul on Phillips. Bright Nuangco, JC Makalalag entering for the Green Archers. JC to inbound. Pablo against Oftana. Luis, spin move. Short on that floater. But Bright secures the board. But Cosa saw that one coming. A steal by the Generals. Ochavo. Step back 3 from Kyle. Secured by Pablo. JC. Pablo from the mid-range. Off to the left side. And that is a foul on EAC. Or rather, it's a foul on Bright Nuangco. As they were both trying to secure position. Our referee says here that Bright was extending his right arm. That means it's going to be 2 free throws for the Generals.
2 free throws for Wilmar Oftana.
Wilmar Oftana right now with 5 points and an assist in 16 minutes of action. First shot is good for Wilmar. So far, LaSalle outscoring the Generals in every quarter. Hence why this lead ballooned to 21 after that shot from Wilmar. Makalalag against the hard-nosed defender in Kyle Ochavo. Hard pick set by Nuangco. Oh, somebody left Makalalag open. And that is the reason why you don't want that to happen. That's a sweet spot. The corner 3 for JC Makalalag. Oh, that's a foul on LaSalle. Abadang with a slight push on Andre Doria as he heads to the line. Good thing for the Generals though, they are making the most out of their trips in the free throw line. Problema, pati LaSalle has been shooting it well as well in the free throws. 83% in total para sa EAC Generals. Good for 17 for 21. Now 17 for 22 after that second one. Pablo here calling the play for the white shirts. Oh, and the referee is not allowing the physicality under the rim between Loristo and Nuangco, which means it's gonna be 2 free throws for LaSalle. Bright Nuangco with 2 points and 2 rebounds in this game. First shot is good for Bright. We haven't seen much of Henry Agonane yet. In most of the summer games that I have seen from LaSalle, but I have seen Bright Nuangco, and you can see the steady improvement from this guy. Also has an interesting TikTok channel to see Bright Nuangco. You guys could also check that out to find more about our players. Doria, stop, the pop, and the basket for Andre Doria. Doria now with 6 points. Makalalag with Kyle Ochavo staying in front of him. A tough guy to shake off is Kyle Ochavo. Pablo, no good there, but Nuangco Is there a foul on the Generals? It is a foul on EAC, which means free throws. Jello Loristo now has 3 fouls after that one. Rocco Zamora in for the Green Archers. Those Nuanquos. First free throw is short. Oh for 2 at a trip for Bright Nuanquo. Ochavo. And we see also EJ Goliana checking back in for the Green Archers, who is tied for the leading scorer along with Mike Phillips with 14. Rebounded by the red shirts one more time. Wilmar. No good for Oftana. Jello Loristo takes a seat. Bakud checking in. Tough defense here by Ochavo against Makalalag, testing the ball handling skills of JC. And it's going back to the Generals. Or rather, it's going back to LaSalle. 31 seconds remaining here in the third with 11 seconds remaining in the shot clock. Pablo to Goliena. Goliena from downtown. But Bright there getting the board. The fling pass to Makalalag. String music for JC. The 10th three-pointer for LaSalle. Good. Now with 53%. Shooting it from deep. Ochavo. Floater. Denied entry by Nuanquo, and at the end of the third, LaSalle with a huge lead, 84-58 against the EAC Generals. Let's take a look at some of the third quarter highlights coming up in a bit. Score right now 84-58 with the momentum right now on the side of the Green Archers. Started off this third quarter with Mike Phillips' drive. I believe this was an end one. And then here, mid-range jumper from none other than the maestro, EJ Castillo. Again from EJ Castillo. A rookie, incoming rookie. A guy that you guys should monitor actually. For those mga underrated young players na papasok ngayon sa liga, both in the UAP and NCAA. We'll see you guys for the fourth quarter. It's the fourth quarter right now. And a matchup between the Generals and the Green Archers. Nuanquo there. Bit too strong on that layup. Bakud made the business decision to not go straight at the rim, but Nuanquo helping out on that one. So far here, There's a there's a foul on Rocco Zamora.
Two free throws for Falcons.
Yeah, it's a foul on Rocco Zamora. And right now, EAC, a lot of ground to cover, but with 9 minutes remaining, you can never be too sure with leads anymore, even if it's more than 20. Two for two at the line for Lucero. Goliena facing now the defense of Achavo, and EJ just using his body to create some space. Zamora for three. Oh, and he makes it! The first points of Rocco Zamora here in the Asiabasket. A pass. Oh, another block there by Nuanco. Ochavo this time from downtown. Hits the back rim. Three-point shooting of La Salle has been really contagious. Moving screen by Nuanco.
Offensive foul, number 22, Black Mountain is 3%. Ethan Maria coming in for the Green Archers. Felix Vigalete. And Rico Posadas coming in for the Generals.
There's some substitutions here. And Lucero with some choice words for Bright Nuanco after Bright was saying that Lucero was flopping, allegedly. Oh, that's a nice cut. But Goliena, a bit too late. They're trying to contest that one.
Having foul, number 32, EJ Golgetta.
That's why Postanes will head to the line for 2 free throws.
2 free throws for Rico Posadas.
Postanes at the line right now. Well, Postanes has not scored yet, but he has an assist to his name. Alian right now, the main point man for La Salle. Bright getting double teamed. The pass was a bit too strong to a cutting Pablo. Lucero blocked by AJ Goliena at the top. Goliena active both on offense and defense.
Boris Marasigan coming in for the Green Archers.
Boris Marasigan here checking in. Same for Andre Dungo.
Dominic Sarmiento coming in for the Green Archers.
Dominic Sarmiento looking at his first minutes here in this ball game for the Green Archers. Almost a turnover there. Good thing no white shirt saw it. Lucero picks up his dribble. Oh, let's go for double dribble.
Dribbling violation.
Parang natuhod ata si Lucero. Jerlon Omandak checking in for EAC. Alian right now playing some extended minutes as in the point guard spot with Kian Baclan injured. Oh, Marasigan, left arm extending, hitting Lucero in the face. It's going back to the red shirts.
Boris Marasigan has his foot for the Green Archers.
You got Villarente here. You go to Bakud, operating from the high post. The handoff to Postanes. Postanes searching for his first points, but instead gives up the pass to a cutting backward. Sarmiento. Oh, 3-point shot by Dominic there. Off to the right. Kakapasok lang ni Dominic. Medyo off yung tira niya. Secures the rebound. And Alian try to give it to Pablo. And you can hear the coaching staff here in the venue telling Ethan to just shoot it. The Generals staring at a 24-point deficit. But first, bigyan natin to kay Flo de Agua.
For my last Hoop Junkie report, Luis Pablo of DLSU admits he was silent during the former parts of our tournament. As we saw earlier, a part of the dominance of the Green Archers in the first half can be credited to this big guy. In the half, he told me that understanding his role in such a complex team was no easy task, but now that he has a firm grip on his purpose here, that massive dunk earlier and that point a few seconds ago were simply a sign of confidence from Luis Pablo, announcing his presence that I am here. Your thoughts, Nico?
Thanks for that, Flo. And yeah, I mean, Pablo has been a steady presence here for LaSalle. Only with 4 points, but 9 rebounds and 4 assists. Has been a welcome for the Green Archers. That's the reason why they are up by 24. A lot of their key guys have been playing extremely well. And I'm sure our viewers would agree, both on Facebook and on YouTube, whatever social media platform you prefer to watch our games here in the Asiabasket. So mamaya at 3 p.m. we will have the CSB Blazers going up against the University of Perpetual Health System DALTA, Altas. Bit of a mouthful here in their home floor. Dungo using the screen. Drive by Dominic Sarmiento. And Dominic getting his first 2 points here in this matchup. Lucero with the drive. The pass to Alian. Ethan gives it to Voris. Marasiga choosing to take a 3. Overcooks that shot. Abadam. And they are fighting for that basketball. Fighting for the 50-50 loose balls. And the Green Archers secure the possession there.
8 seconds on the shot clock. 8 seconds to shoot.
8 seconds to shoot for LaSalle. The pass a bit too strong. And Villarente here just outrunning everybody. Sarmiento setting the screen. CJ Amos.
Pushing foul on number 91, Wilmar Oftada. Foul was on number 71, Aldea Lucero. That's his first.
Alian gives it to Sarmiento. A drain jumper by Dom is good. Floor spacing big man is Dominic Sarmiento. And you can be sure that LaSalle is hoping that he develops to be one of their key big guys in the future. 11 seconds remaining here in the shot clock for the Generals. Lucero with a dribbling violation. LaSalle has been on point when it comes to their defense. Mason Amos checking in for the Green Archers. And Villarente here called for a foul against Ethan Alian.
2 on the Generals. 16 seconds on the shot clock.
Alian finds Amos to Cortez, finds an open Mason, but he chooses to pass it up to Dominic Sarmiento. Got a twin tower combination here by Sarmiento and Amos. 3-guard lineup also for LaSalle. Omandak gives it to Bakud. Over the outstretched arms of Sarmiento. Quiñal. No good there on that shot. Alian taking on the whole team. Kaso niluwa ng ring. Back and forth we go here in the final 4 minutes of this game. And Bakud switching hands as he went for that layup. CJ. Mason to Sarmiento. Ooh, we got some slight fancy footwork here from Dominic Sarmiento. Gives the pass to the left side. Quiñal thinks about it, gives it to Gerald Omandak. The shooting of EAC, ice cold here, especially in the second half. Jake. Oh, miscommunication between the Green Archers. Quiñal wanting to make LaSalle pay for that mistake, and he converts. Cortez to Alian. Mason there getting pushed. Or rather, it's a holding foul on Gerald Omandak.
3 on the Generals. 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Got 14 seconds to shoot in the shot clock for the Green Archers. Cortez scoops the lay-in. LaSalle 3 points away from the century mark. Villarente gives it to the other end for a 3-ball. That is by Brian Angeles. Last 2 minutes of this 4-quarter game between EAC and LaSalle. See EJ Castillo back in for the Generals again. The drive, the pass, corner shot. 2 straight 3-pointers for the Generals. Nico Quiñal averaging 14.7 points a game, but was checked here by the Green Archers, only with 9. Zamora again, second 3 for Rocco Zamora. Making his first one a while ago. No good there. Omandak. With a wild pass to EJ Castillo. Alden gives it to Sarmiento. Alian choosing to hit a shot of his own. No. Castillo creates space. Mid-range. Maestro continues to hit it from the midi. And LaSalle has officially hit the century mark at, I think, after that 3 from Rocco Zamora. But here, Castillo again from the mid-range has been a quiet killer. It has been really efficient for EAC. And with that, the LaSalle Green Archers secure the win against the EAC Generals as they secure the #1 seed here in their group. While EAC will have to wait for the next game of St. Clair to see if they'll be able to make the playoffs or not. This was a game wherein LaSalle was really outscoring, or rather, LaSalle has had an efficient game, 56% from the field. Can't get any better than that against 40% of the Generals. They also made 12 3-pointers compared to the 7 of EAC. Out-rebounded the Generals 43-32, also with 29 assists to 19. Although the Generals only committed 10 turnovers, it's just a matter of hitting their shots. Doon na talaga kinulang yung EAC. But if you're EAC, you know you have a gem. You have a future star in EJ Castillo. That kid is the real deal. And even though natambakan ng EAC, you could see the mid-range prowess and his proficiency, especially from inside the 3-point line. Leading scorers for LaSalle, Mike Phillips with 14, tied with EJ Goliena as well. Well, Jake Cortez is 13. EJ Castillo, the leading scorer for the Generals, in just 13 minutes of action with 14. Nico Quiñal with 10. Lucero with 10. Mike Phillips with 10 rebounds. To Pablo with 9. Cortez with 4. Wilmar Oftana with 5. Shanoda with 4. Villarente with 4. For the assist numbers, Cortez with 6. Dungo with 4. Mike Phillips with 4. Lucero with 4. Villarente with 3. Ochavo with 3. And now we'll be turning it over to Flo Del Agua as she'll be interviewing the best player of the game.
And our Hoop Junkie and Sunday Food Hall best player of the game is the one and only Jacob Cortez with 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. Jake, congratulations. My first question being, you had 5 out of 5 2 points today, only missing 1 from the field in total. Simply put, what got into you today?
First of all, my teammates play good, and that energy is really contagious. That's what made me not miss and play efficiently.
Jake, speaking of your teammates playing good, you still remain at the top spot here in your here in the Asiabasket. What was that key factor that has kept you undefeated throughout our tournament?
Well, it's to stay together as a team, of course. We spend all of our days together, and we don't make a lot of memories, and we like to carry that into the game, and then I hope that we play every game like we play together.
Jake, a lot of the DLSU fans are very happy to see you here in the best player interview, so this is your chance to greet them as well as the supporters of you and your teammates.
First, I want to thank God, of course, for the opportunity to play every day. I want to say hi to my family who's watching. I love you and miss you all. I want to shout out to my girlfriend. I hope she's watching, and I want to thank all the DLSU community for showing up. That's all.
Thank you so much, Jacob. Now is the time for your signature on our camera. And that is Jacob Cortez with 13 big points, 4 rebounds, and 6 successful passes to get this win for DLSU. Thank you so much, Jake, and congratulations. Back to you, Nico.
Thanks for that, Flo. And Jacob Cortez is your best player of this game in the matchup between the De La Salle Green Archers up against the EAC Generals. And our final score is 100 to 82. And now the upcoming matchup will be between the CSB Blazers as they visit the home floor of the University Perpetual Health System DALTA Altas here in Las Piñas. So marami pa upuan sa lahat ng mga gusto pumunta dito. We have a lot of seats and it's free admission. Hope to see you guys there. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here during the whole of the game. You can check that out on YouTube and on Facebook. We'll see you guys for the next one. My name is Nico Rocha and my partner Flo Del Agua on courtside. I hope you guys enjoyed the matchup between La Salle and the Generals. We'll see more of this in our final game of the quadruple header. It's going to be between CSB and Perpetual. Good afternoon.